Hey guys, today we're gonna take a look at what GameForge did to this lovely 6.2 patch for us in Europe. We're gonna check everything from their cash shop to the in-game drops. We're gonna take a look at the website, at their GameForge specific changes, gear exchange, all powerful exchange, serum exchange, etc. I'm gonna tell you my opinions about everything. I'm gonna tell you if it's good or bad, what is good and what is bad as well. So let's start with the cash shop, guys. Just for you guys from North America to have an idea about what's going on in Europe for us, 2,100 AION coins is valued at 100 euros. Yeah, if the rates euro to AION coins stay the same, then this is how it's gonna be. 2k AION coins for 100 euros. Now, let's begin with the items. The most popular one is the gold pack, obviously, and it costs 99 AION coins in order for you to get one gold pack. So that means 5 euros, 4.8, we're gonna round it up to 5 euros per gold pack if you deposit without an offer of increased AION coins per your euros, yeah, which you should never do. But anyway, these are the basic rates, these are the rates that we're talking about. So 5 euros for a gold pack. Now, transformation scrolls, let's get into the juicy business. Transformation scrolls, the new addition to AION with 6.0, they cost 49 AION coins, which means they cost 2.5 euros per each transformation contract. This is extremely expensive, because if you remember from my Korean videos about their cash shop, you could have purchased 100 transformation contracts, the same ones, these yellow ones that can give you anything from white to purple, no red stuff in these. You could have purchased 100 for 100 euros. So that means that in Korea these contracts were 1 euro per piece, right? Now, in Europe, I was expecting them, and in North America, I was expecting them to be more expensive. But double and a half more expensive than in Korea, I don't think that's very fair. I think that is a little bit to the expensive side. 2 euros per transformation contract, I would have said fine. I wouldn't have been super happy, but I would have just said fine for us in Europe, and for you guys in North America, $2 or whatever. But 2.5, that's a little bit pricey. And it's not about the real money. It's not about that, oh my god, if it's expensive in the cash shop, that means people aren't gonna pay to win. That's not true, guys. People are still gonna pay to win, because whoever has money to deposit a lot in AION has money to deposit a lot in AION. The fact that it's very expensive in the cash shop doesn't make it in anyhow less pay to win or something like that. They're just gonna be a lot more expensive on the broker, because if it's more expensive for real money, it's more expensive on the broker. Now think about this scenario. As a transformation contract, yeah, assuming they're tradable. I didn't even check, but let's assume that these contracts are tradable. They cost half as much as a gold pack. Now, a gold pack right now is 250 million on the broker. Of course in old Kina, yeah? Half of 240 million, 250 is 125 million. Would you pay 125 million now with your current Kina? Maybe you're filthy rich, maybe you have 40 billion Kina. Would you pay 125 million for one transformation contract that most of the time obviously gives you a white, a green, a yellow, and very rarely gives you a purple? Why? Because there's so many whites, there's so many greens, there's many yellows, and there's some purple. So you know, it's just RNG what you get, and you can get a lot of things that you don't need and very few things that you are actually looking for. So I believe that these are very expensive. Doesn't matter how much a German guy earns in Germany, I really don't care. This is about the whole of Europe, and I think this is a little bit too expensive. I'm not gonna say that I would have wanted it for 1 euro. That's not the case, it's just expensive. All of the new items are expensive. Let me show you another one. Not now, my friend. Stigma Enchantment Stone. Stigma Enchantment Stones are the same price as a gold pack. Yeah, assuming they're tradable, they are 5 euros a pop. Now, why would you buy a Stigma Enchantment Stone? Indeed, it can raise your Stigma from 1 to 3 levels. Most of the times it doesn't. 90% of the times it raises up by 1 level, and sometimes it actually fails and brings it down by 1 level, yeah. So this being as expensive as a gold pack in 6.0, I understand the Stigma Enchantment Stones being expensive now or in the past, that's fine, but it's 2018. Enchanting your Stigmas should be a kind of a pleasure, let's say, in game, not like such a burden that it costs as much as a gold pack, yeah. Granted, right now in the current patch on the broker, Stigma Enchantment Stones do cost almost as much as the gold pack. However, in the new patch they're gonna be the same price, and I think this is very expensive. By the way, just as a comparison, in Korea, Stigma Enchantment Stones cost again less than €1. Just for you to compare. For us in Europe it costs 5. Not sure why, but yeah, I'm still guessing. So obviously, if you've watched my how to get ready for 6.0 videos, I've told you that I've purchased 7 billion worth of Stigmas. Well, as you can clearly see, I was right on that one, because very few people are gonna purchase these. Very few people are gonna get them from the broker by the people that do purchase them from the cash shop, because they're going to be so expensive. So enchanting your Stigmas, even in 6.0, for us in Europe, is still going to be done in the good old bad fashioned way, boring, by using Stigma after Stigma after Stigma. So if you've listened to my advice and you've also purchased a lot of Stigmas, you can be partially happy, just because this item is super expensive, yeah? Other items are none of our business. We really do not care about anything else that's here. These are just fodder items. You shouldn't care about them. These ancient grade enchantment stones, they have absolutely no point. They don't really work. Maybe you can buy like 20 pieces just to get your purple gear +5, and that's about it. Other than that, I guess these two items are the items that I really wanted to talk about. This also, the most disgusting move that NCSoft pulled, yeah. This is also in the cash shop. In Europe for us it costs 6 AION coins for 100 pieces of this 20% HP and mana potion. I approve this price for this particular consumable. This is a good move from GameForge to give us 100 pieces for 6 AION coins. I like this. This is a nice price, so thank you. Other than that, what else do we have? Shall we, do we have anything else? Luna bundles. Luna for us in Europe, I'm not sure how it is in North America, but for us in Europe, Luna is another currency that you use to get delicious items, right? If you want to get Luna, Luna replaces Kuna. Same thing, only in a different UI and just called differently. So if you want to get Luna, you need to get these bundles of Luna from the cash shop. And yeah, with Luna you can do various things, such as get the Kina boxes. You need to craft them. You can also get these materials by farming in game. There is Luna dungeons. I'm not gonna teach you guys those things because you already know it, but I'm just saying Luna is again a little bit to the expensive side in terms of AION coins. For example, for 100 euros you can buy let's say 4 of these chests that give you 500 Luna. So 2000 Luna for 100 euros. If you spend that 2k Luna, you're gonna get as an extra bonus 1 Stigma Enchantment Stone, 1 PvP Enchantment Stone. This is cubic bundle. This is absolutely pointless. It's not a pointless item. It's just pointless being here because you can easily get it in game. And a legendary PvP enchantment stone. So 2 PvP enchantment stones and 1 PvE enchantment stone and a Stigma stone. That's all you get. And you get also a key with one of these boxes. Cute minion contracts. I got 2 pieces from this particular box. So again, Luna to the expensive side. So my opinion on the GameForge cash shop is that they tried to do something okay. They tried not to add very many pay to win items achievable very fast. They tried that with the Luna. They tried with the daily things in the Luna. They tried that with the cash shop. As you can see, you don't see every day the Kina box like it is in Korea, for example. So they tried to do something. I appreciate them trying, but it is expensive. Let me quickly talk about the drop rates. I have reached level 80. I have done a couple of dungeons. I have grinded in the open world the same places I grinded in Korea. I can tell you that the drop rates are exactly the same. I feel that on some items, like for example the power shards, we even have better drop rates than the Koreans did. Yeah, and power shards are a very important item because there's no need for you to waste your kina on power shards instead of wasting your kina on something more important. So grinding power shards and grinding mobs is going to be nice. Thank you for keeping the same drop rates as Korea has. It was one of the main things I wanted GameForge to do, and they've done it. We have in Europe the exact same drop rates from open world and dungeons as they have in Korea. So it's the purest form. This is the second thing that we should appreciate GameForge doing, the fact that they've kept the original drop rates. However, you always have to remember that if our cash shop in Europe is 2.5 more expensive than the cash shop in Korea, yet we have the same exact drop rates and we have the same exact possibilities of making kina because of that, then you have to think that if our cash shop is twice as expensive, our drop rates should be twice as much, so we can feel like a Korean feels in terms of in-game players, free-to-play players. Yeah, so you know, it's good and bad at the same time. Let's talk a little bit about their website, guys. The website, that website where they showed the changes that AION has. Let's go to, where is it, patch notes, and then GameForge features. Gold pack and veteran rewards. This is a little bit better, let's say, than the gold pack rewards have been changed, and they are a little bit more attractive than they were before. Yeah, you get some Luna when you activate a gold pack. You get 10% loot buff for instances. This might prove to be helpful. Yeah, daily login bonuses. You get 30 Shugo gold. This is an interesting thing they've done with the Shugo gold instead of, let's say, more Luna. This is interesting. Yeah, it's interesting. It's kind of equal with the Luna, let's say. 11 character spaces again increased. Bonus for the new veteran reward system. This is again something that I think is going to be announced in the future, exactly what it contains. Special discounts in the AION shop. This is something that I would like to see GameForge really work on. This is a very interesting idea and a very good motivation for people to have gold packs, yeah, for new players especially. Gear exchange. This is another thing that I want to talk about. This is something that for me, I simply just don't care about it. I know that many of you care about this, but I think you shouldn't care either. Honestly, to be honest, if I would be working for NCSoft or for GameForge or whatever, I wouldn't even bother exchanging people's current gear to something else, because obviously they want to call it as people who have played with us for a long time, they get some better things, but in reality it's people who have deposited a shit fuck ton of money, they get a little bit better things. So what I would have done, yeah, because obviously in order to reach plus 30 or plus 28, 29 on your pieces, you cannot do that as a free-to-play player, not even if you play AION for the next 185 years. So you have had to deposit a shit ton of money in order to get to this level on your things, weapons or whatever. Yeah, so I wouldn't have cared of the people that deposited a lot of money, right? I just simply couldn't care less about what gear exchange they get. If it would be me, I would give everyone equal gear. Like literally every player that logs in starts with the same exact thing. There's no players that have purple, there's no players that have red. And that's all I'm going to talk about the gear exchange, because I simply don't care. You shouldn't care either, because for example, if you have currently plus 30 gear, you get red plus 7. And if you get red plus 7, this red plus 7 is the second best gear in game. If you're a guy with plus 30 stuff, you obviously want the best of the best, and you obviously won't be satisfied with the second best red gear in game, and that plus 7 at that. So I'm just saying, yeah, nobody's gonna be satisfied, not even people with plus 30, they're not gonna be satisfied with the second best gear. Yeah, it makes sense when you have this kind of a level. You've deposited so many thousands of euros for this. Yeah. Anyway, moving onwards, guys, to the enchantment stones and all powerfuls and serums. I told you again in my how to get ready for 6.0 video that I'm guessing that GameForge is gonna take the same exchange rate as Korea. They did indeed. I have purchased a lot of serums. I know some of you that also watched my video and purchased a lot of serums at that time. You also got them cheap. I also got them cheap. Right now, after the announcement, or 2 days after the announcement, the final confirmation from GameForge, all holy upgrade serums on my server Deyla are about 150 million each, and I bought them with 40. So what I'm gonna probably do now is sell these holy upgrade serums and keep some money for the gold bar exchange. And this is the next thing I want to talk about. The gold bar exchange in Europe is a very nice exchange, and it's the third thing I want to appreciate GameForge for. Initially, when I made my gold bar video, I thought that the 1 gold bar would be exchanged for 30 million old Kina. However, that's not the case. 1 gold bar can be exchanged for, will be exchanged for 8.7 million Kina, old Kina. Plus, on top of that, they said that you get a small amount of new Kina for each gold bar that you get exchanged. So, what I think I'm gonna do right now, since I have a bit over 150 of these serums purchased with really cheap money, I'm gonna sell them 3 times more expensive, and I'm gonna keep a few billion Kina for this gold bar exchange. And I'm doing this for 2 reasons. Number 1, because it's obviously super profitable to sell something 3 times as expensive. Number 2 is because I like the exchange rate of Kina to gold bars. This is a good exchange rate. It's much more tempting to buy the Devanian skill books from the gold bars with this exchange rate. And speaking of Devanian skill books, this brings me to reason number 3, is the fact that after doing quite some dungeons on the PTS server on Europe, I can tell you that even though the Shugo does spawn, he doesn't always drop the Devanian skill book. Actually, the drop from the Shugo of the Devanian skill book is quite rare. Unlike Korea, when I saw the Shugo 8 times, and 7 times I got actually a Devanian skill book from him. Here, I saw him 4 times. I haven't seen a single Devanian skill book as a drop from his corpse. So I'm just saying, much more attractive now to keep Kina with this exchange rate in order to cap some nice Devanian skills for your class. 1.7 billion Kina, yeah, right now for 1 Devanian skill box, which gives you a guaranteed Devanian skill. This is actually worth it. Before, when I thought it was 30 million per gold bar, it was about 6 billion. That was not worth it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep enough Kina for at least 5 pieces of Devanian skills, just so I can make sure that I get the one I need for my class. Hoping to get the one I need, yeah? So multiply this with 5, 8.7 billion to get 5 Devanian skill books from the gold bar shop. This is worth it. Now you can get 4 pieces instead of 1 that I initially thought. The last important thing that I want to talk about is these attribute boost scrolls. This is actually quite intriguing, and when I saw this, I went to my server Deyla and I actually purchased almost all of the scrolls on the broker. So scrolls that boost specific player attributes like crit strike, running speed, etc. will be converted to 1 selection box of legendary transformation potion X times 3. So you get 3 legendary transformation potions. Potions, guys, are not the contracts, they are these things, but they are legendary. So they will help you at the beginning to get your necessary cast speed, attack speed, running speed, etc. because you can choose whatever transformation you want. So if you have 100,000 running scrolls or 100,000 crit strike scrolls, crit spell scrolls, earth plus scrolls, etc., you can get a lot of these boxes, and you can be even fine for a few months depending on how many scrolls you currently have. You can be fine for a few months in terms of transformation transformations and transformation potions in general. You don't necessarily need to pay to win in the cash shop in the first I don't know 2-3 months, because you have like fucking 600 of these boxes, and there you go. You can just use purple after purple after purple while farming Kina after Kina after Kina, and eventually buying, I don't know, 100 pieces or 200 pieces of this with a lot of Kina from someone. So this is a very important thing. Right now scrolls on Deyla are also extremely expensive, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna craft another probably 50,000 pieces of this, so I can be sure that I have at least 100-150 boxes that would give me 400-500 pieces of actual transformation potions that I can use in Dredgens and in in-game dungeons. That's about all I'm gonna use this purples for, because you need to use them very wisely. Not everywhere in a fucking siege you use a purple that you got from here. Anyway, that's about it. XP boost items don't matter because we don't need XP. Crafting improvement scrolls, whatever, you can read these things here. I like these things. These are interesting things. So overall, I would say that the cash shop, the drop rates, the Luna shop, how much things cost, I'm gonna say this: GameForge tried. I'm gonna give that to them. They tried. However, it is still expensive to pay to win, but I am very happy that we have the same exact drop rates as they do in Korea. At least for that I am really happy, and at least for that I'm gonna say good job to GameForge. I'm not gonna necessarily say good job to them for their cash shop and their Luna shop. I'm not gonna do that, but I'm gonna say thank you for the Korean drop rates. That was nice of you. Please do not change these drop rates 1 month into the patch or 2 months. Let them be, because even so, we're still gonna have to try 2.5 harder than a Korean guy does. And that's everything I'm gonna talk about this topic today, guys. I'm gonna start also focusing on new players, but before I focus on new players, I have one more video talking about 6.0 compared to the past of AION, and that's gonna come up next. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching, lots of love, and see you soon.